Hello everyone, FSG here, hope you're all doing well. Today we are looking at a map called Weyauwega Wisconsin, and this is from Crooked Creek Modding. Now what I like about this map is the fact that it is very dairy focused, and using a few, I guess, American ways of dairy farming as well, which is nice to see. And I just really liked it. The gameplay elements I really like, so I thought you'd like to have a look at it with me. We'll go and have a little drive around it. There's a few things still need to be done in my eyes. It's in development still, it's not released yet, due to come out in the next couple of weeks, but we'll talk through those as we go through it. But let's go for a drive around, let's check it out, and this could float your boat. For me, it's something I might be interested in playing in the future just because of this heavy dairy element to it. Running dairy farms rather than arable is interesting to me, and there's a few nice little touches in this map. So just jumping into the PDA here, you can see it's based on real life location. And what we've got down here in the bottom corner is a huge dairy farm, massive dairy farm. We'll go to that in a little while. We're starting up here in the top corner where the shop is. We're going to have a little drive along this road here. We'll have a look. This is the cooperative here. Got another farm here, and then there's a couple of other smaller farms on the way as well, and then we've got our animal deal down here. Not a huge map. We're looking at maybe 20 fields in total altogether. Now we do have additional crop types as well. We have got silage corn, we've got alfalfa, and we've got clover. Again, big focus on creating feed for animals with this map. So without further ado, let's start in that top right corner, and then we'll head west before we head down the middle of the map on that main road. So here is our dealership, Arnold's Implements, a nice Alice Chalmers dealership here. I love this shop actually, really nice. So we'll just quickly go and have a look in here. There's some quite nice little touches in here that I thought you would like to see. But lovely toy shelf there with these little small tractors on, which I think is great. Nice little touch here. We've got some old brochures on the desktop there. There's another one of those toy tractors, very nice. And then we've got things, your oils, your oil filters, WD-40, all those different things there, and a few things on the shelves as well to play with. So nice to see that kitted out. Custom icons all the way through the map as well, which I quite like as well. So there we go, that is the dealership. We'll head out of here, we'll jump in our truck. Now this is something I'm going to address this early because I'm assuming and I'm hoping that it's just because it's still in development. Some of the landscaping is, how would I say it, basic. It could do with a little bit more landscaping. So for example, you know, just the textures that are used and stuff maybe could be enhanced a little bit, but each to their own, I suppose. It doesn't take anything away from the way the game plays or the map plays. So and again, you're well within your rights to be able to tweak and update that texturing if you want to, using the build mode, or if you're feeling really brave, go into Giants Editor and do it yourself. Again, there's one of those custom icons for the repair point outside the shop. Let's jump in the truck and let's head out of here. So straight out of here, before we go onto the road, we're going to do a right here because this is your main dairy sell point. Again, as I've said, very dairy focused map. So I can imagine you spending a lot of time coming to and from here. So just a sell point there where you can tip your milk once you've collected it from the farm. Enough space to turn a pretty big truck around in here as well, so you should be fine with that. Okay, let's go out of here and we're going to hang a left when we get to the road. So here we are, right on the top edge of the map, as you can see. The edge of the map running off there into the map border. We've got hydrous buy point here and a propane buy point should we want to use those. Now I would have liked to have seen this move just a little bit closer into the map, maybe a little bit away from the edge, and maybe a tree line built in there to hide the border of the map a little bit better, but in principle it's pretty good. Now this is something I was just talking about there in terms of the texturing. There's a lot of stuff that's just placed on the ground. Look at these propane tanks here. I've actually been playing around here with the textures and painting some grass and some bushes and stuff like that. This is how the map comes, a little bit like this. So I think just a little bit of extra kind of landscaping would really set this map apart. But like I said, it's still in development, so I'm very hopeful that Crooked Creek will be working on that before the map is released. Right, let's head out of here onto the road. There we go, Country Vision's cooperative there. So we're going to head down here and we're going to look at the first farm, which I would say is probably the second largest in size. That is the road we're going to head down after this. But this is the first farm. There's a few things, I've set up a few things here. There is a mod that Crooked Creek includes as part of the map description, a grinder, which we have put onto the map, which you can look at in a little minute. But there we go. As we drive in, we've got a weighbridge over there, we've got some stave silos there, and we've got a few sheds which we'll go and look at in just a little minute. But there is the grinder that I was talking about, and basically what this does, this is a separate download in the link that I've put in the description to the map page. But basically what you can do is you can tip your corn or your wheat or your barley or any crop that you want into here, like so, and you can see it's just filled up inside the grinder there. But what it'll do is create you, turn this on now, there we go. What it's creating for you there is mineral feed that you can use in your TMR. Because again, you're going to be feeding a lot of animals on this map. So you can have quite a large supply of mineral feed available to you, which is always good when you're making your TMR. Right, so there you go, there's the grinder. Just thought you'd like to see that. We do have 3 triggers here for unloading your milk into tankers and getting it taken away. Like I said, big farms, so there's going to be a lot of milk here. Your stave silos here, you tip your alfalfa and your clover into here, and they will create you dried versions of those as well. In fact, we just jump in here. There we go, large stave silo. You've got your clover windrow and your clover as inputs, or your alfalfa and your alfalfa windrow as inputs. And then out you will get your hay, you'll get your dry clover and your dry alfalfa. And if you just head around here to the cattle shed as well, you can see not only have you got your cows, but you've got calves, heifers and bulls as well. And this shed alone will take 1,000 head of cattle, so very nice indeed. And we'll wander down here just so you can see the inside of it. You've got to open a few of these gates to get in, but there is the stalls, and there is your main roadway through the middle, where you can unload your straw if you want manure, and of course your feed in there as well. Now manure is emptied from this trigger here. This is still being worked on, I believe, just to make sure that it's working and ready for when the map goes live. But a nice touch there to be able to get the manure out of the shed relatively easily, which is very, very cool. Now, these are something I've not seen a lot of on maps in FS22, but a very big silage pad. Some of these are huge. There's more we're going to look at in a little while, but these are monstrous. So, big tipping point here. And you can see there fill level and compacting, so you're going to need a lot of silage if you're going to be feeding this many animals. So a nice touch to have these big pads here rather than bunkers. A little bit different, and I guess in keeping with the area. I have not been to Wisconsin. I do not know much about farming practices over there in Wisconsin and the US from this perspective, but I'm guessing those silage pads are pretty commonplace. Over here we've got some storage areas for your vehicles, so all your tractors, trailers, etc. that you want can all be stored in these sheds, which is a nice touch. Now we're going to drive around the back of all of these sheds because there's a couple of other things I'd like to show you as well. So there we go, there's the first pad that we saw. We've got a couple more silage pads here, another manure trigger there, a smaller shed here, so again this could be for your calves if you wanted it to be like that. And then we've got this colossal slurry pit. Now look at that. How crazy is that? And that does move, so that will fill up the more animals you've got in there. And you've got 3, obviously, load points there for the slurry, so you can spread it on your field. And imagine with all of those cows, you're going to have no shortage of slurry to spread in your field. So a lot of free fertilizer. Now, next up we have a couple of corn cribs here. There you go. We've got this one unfolded here, but if I go over to here, we'll do the same here. So manage production point there, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Set up, so it's just a left mouse click. And it puts your auger in and your auger out in place, ready for these to be used. So, ear corn in and dried ear corn out. And there you go, if you go into production menu there, for every 100 ear corn you put in, 95 dried will come out, which makes sense because you're removing a little bit of the moisture. So we've actually got this one set up, so if I activate that, you will see it starts to run. I am going to leave that for a little bit, but we may come back at the end and try and unload some of that so you can see the texture. But you can see the texture inside as well, looking rather nice, that, isn't it? You like that? Now, just over here, behind the two corn cribs, is the other end of the shed that we were looking at. Look how far it goes all the way down there. So, yes, you can fill it from both ends as well, so you can add more cattle in here as well. Like so. And then over here, we have our little calf igloos. Oh, this guy's got out of his. Look at that. He's still being well behaved and staying there, though. But you've got your calf igloos, your individual calf igloos, and then you've got a couple more sheds over here as well, some more igloos down the side as well. But using the crook mod, you could move your animals between sheds that way, which I like the idea of. That's quite nice. But all these sheds and these options you've got available to you are so nice. Really, really good. So there you go. You can see these are designed in the stalls there for smaller animals, and you can move them up to the bigger sheds as they get older. Very, very nice. And you can see, obviously, surrounded by corn as well, and various crops in the fields around you, which are all set up to harvest for animal feed. Now, I believe this is silage corn as well. We have some nice textures in here as well. You've got Benji's corn silage textures in here as well. We're using Bullet Bill's oat, wheat and barley textures as well. JMZ's lime textures. We've got Antlers, custom tillage plough textures, and real alfalfa textures, and the smooth roller texture from Perma's modding as well. So lots of lovely modded textures in here, which is great to see. Okay, this is farm number 1. We'll head out of here. We'll head over to the grain sell point and the grain dryer and have a look at those now. There we go, back out onto the road here. You do have a couple of little sheds here and houses, so if you wanted you could start with a little tiny operation and build up, or you could start on one of the big ones. But we'll head down here. I'm just jumping in here to give us our bearings on the map. We're going to run down here, just have a look at these fields, and then we're going to come back and loop up and have a look in here in this corner. Again, to my point on textures as well, just the road looks very, very new. There's no markings on the road again. I would like to have seen maybe an enhanced texture on the road, but like I said, it doesn't detract from the playability of this map. And there are lots of points on this map where it does look really striking. So, taking nothing away from it, it's just I have a personal preference for very, very textured, highly detailed maps. But it shouldn't have any impact on the way you play the game. So we run all the way back past this small farm here. There is a tractor, so it's actually the junction for the road is actually on the farm we just came out of. And it spins off down into this clump of trees over here. So you can see where the John Deere is parked on the road there. We will hang a left here, like so, and there we are. Weyauwega Cooperative, open 24/7, so you don't have to worry about opening and closing times. You can sell whenever you like. There you go, running down a nice big tall field of silage corn there. Lovely tech. Look, I mean, this is the detail that's looking really good. This little tree area and bushes and stuff like that, and all enclosed here. So that's what gives me hope that things like the anhydrous point will be a little bit more enclosed in the finished map. But there we go. Fill point there for your fertilizers and things like that, and seed. We've got a bale sell point there, I believe. Over here, this side is your grain dryer, which you can purchase. So you've got that. Propane tank is around the back for that. places here where you can store crops as well. We've got a manure buy point should you need to use that. There's your propane fill point. And then over on this side, mirrored the silo setup, but this one is purely a sell point. So you can just roll into here, tip your grains in there, and make some money off them. So there you go, nice little corner piece there, I do like that. Again, another weighbridge there for you. Right, let's head out of here. We're going to head back up past the farm we were just at. We're going to head down to the biggest farm on the map. So here we go, there was the big farm that we were in before on the left. You've got a little one shed, one stave silo and a house there, nice little for sale sign there as well. So again, another option for you if you want to do that. Past the Star Dairy. And we are going to go right here. We're going to run down to the bottom. Some nice details as well, look at this. Nice signage, speed limit signs, all the power lines running alongside the road, things like that. Really, really nice. But here we are. We'll roll down here. Tree-lined fields and things like that. You've got some very big fields, but we've also got some smaller ones that you can work on as well. So again, you've got choices available to you. Start small and grow, or just go all out from the off. Fill your cow sheds with thousands and thousands of cows. Again, just a little bit of roadworks here. Bit of signage there. Quite nice to see. Okay, here's your animal deal. Let's just quickly stop here before we head to the main farm. So you've got animal dealer here, where you can purchase your animals, of course. Wisconsin flag there. Nice to see. Around the back of here as well, there is a bale sell point in that shed over there, and there is also a sell point in the field there, so you can sell crops within the field. It looks like it's a pen and a pasture for animals, but in fact, just drive your vehicle in there and sell those. It's part of the animal dealership. And you can hear the auctioneer in here, which is always a nice touch. I do like that. Always adds a little bit of character to things. Right, back out on the road here, and we're going to roll into here. We've just got a collection of sheds here, so probably more of an arable setup if you want to buy this farm. No cow barns in this one, but maybe you are the local contractor that does a lot of work for the dairy farms and runs your machinery out of here. We've got things like Trailer Park Farms shed there. We've got some stuff from Legacy Ag in this map as well. It's a real collection of really good modders who've contributed to this map, which is fantastic. Always nice to see. And let's roll back out onto the road, because you can see it straight over there from us. We have got a monster of a farm to check out now. We've got another little, I guess, unit of sheds here, which you could start out with as well. You've just got a bunch of white sheds there, all designed. There's a little bit of crop storage in there, but it's predominantly there to hold machinery, which is good. But we roll into here. There's a pad there to start placing your own sheds on if you want. Like I said, let's be clear, this is still in development, so things could well change before this goes live, but I think it's pretty close to being finished now. So, big farm here, another big cattle shed here, and another cattle shed over there. They are all over the place, but these aren't even the biggest ones on this map. And roll that open there, and there we go. Nice. Relatively small freestall, this one. I think this one only holds 50 cattle. So there we go. Let's put 50 calves in here, shall we? Just so you can see them in place. There you go. But then over here we've got a bigger barn. Also we've got this nice little silo here with an auger sitting there waiting, so you can store some crops in there. Let's pop this door here. There we go. I think this probably is a 50 as well. Yes, there we go. And if we go around here, you've got your auger there for your slurry as well. And if we keep going down here, we've got a second part to this shed. So yes, there we go. Just open space, storage here. And this opens back into the main shed. So let's just pop the door so you've seen it. There we go. And like I said, you've got the option to be able to tip crops into here and have some storage as well. Very cool. Right, back in the truck, let's roll round here. Let's follow the road round and let you see it. Some kind of waste area here, concrete blocks, rubble. It's almost like they're in the process of adding some new buildings to the farm or something like that. And then we'll roll around here. Big field. What size is that? Huge. This is a standard size map, although it does feel much bigger than that in certain places, for sure. Over here, we've got a few silos. I just set one up to make sure everything worked, and it is. Lovely touches as well, like the lid's opening. Nice little action on the handle here when the lid opens and closes. So there you go, you can see the handle moving. You can see the lid closing there, which is good. We've got fans here which you can turn on as well, which are very noisy, but there we go. Left mouse button to do that. And then we've got some storage there for vehicles in these sheds. Jump in the truck quickly. Again, a massive silage pad here. Absolutely huge. Do like that. And another one over here as well. Look, this one's even bigger. Size of these. You roll over them, you can see fill level and compacting level. And again, beyond that, the biggest slurry pit that I think I've ever seen. Look at that. Absolutely massive. And it does fill up. So the more animals that are producing slurry, the fuller that will get. So now, before we go and look at these big sheds over here, cracked corn is also an additional output on this map. And I was doing a little bit of digging to work out how I could do this with what was on the map. Now, from what I can work out, there is nothing that produces the cracked corn on the map. So I did a little bit of digging. I had a couple of mods that I already had in my folder for cracked corn, so I put those on. I'll put links to those in the description, so you can grab these if you want. But basically you need a blower and you need a stave silo that will do you cracked corn. So I've set those up. And I can roll this over here, somewhere like that. If it was lined up, that would make more sense. I think we might need to turn the blower on as well, but you basically roll this over here. Oh no, we've got a trigger, that's good. It will freeze pretty quickly though if we don't turn this on. So there we go. Let's turn that on, and there you can see it's blowing up into the silo. We'll leave that running now and we'll let this tip in its entirety. Do a little animation as it starts to blow up the pipe. So in here you've got this harvestor silo, which will create you chaff. If you just put chaff in it, we'll turn it into silage. Cracked corn, as we said there, 100 in of your standard corn, not your silage corn, the standard corn. Will give you cracked corn, and then high moisture TMR, which is a mixture of cracked corn and soybeans, which will give you a nice high moisture TMR as well. So some nice options. Remember though, this isn't base game, so if you don't have that mod in, it won't do those things, although the cracked corn is available in game as a product. So there you go. Just a nice little extra that I found. Okay, let's roll round and look at these gargantuan cattle sheds. So here you are, we have got 3 huge free stalls here. We're going to roll into this first one here, and you can see how big these are. These hold 1,500 cattle each. Big sheds. Very nice indeed. Roll down to the bottom here. Again, you can see surrounded by these cornfields, which will definitely come in handy when you're harvesting. There's a second one there, slightly smaller because it's got the dairy attached at the other end, but we'll go and have a look at that in a minute. And then the third one here, same as the first one, big long run down to the end. You've got a little small shed here, your young cattle as well, should you need to use that. There's your manure trigger as well, if you want to put straw in there and create manure instead of slurry. And then back round here, let's just run into the dairy and let you see that as well. So it's pretty cool. And I believe that the cows appear in here at milking times. So you'll get a little bit of an extra in there, and you'll see the cows in the stalls as they're being milked. But again, nice detail. Look at these. Lovely. Lovely detail in here. Nice tiled floor as well. So a nice dairy there, and you've got your tanks just up here as well, sitting behind the doors, so you can roll up your trucks into here and get all of that milk unloaded. But yeah, 4,500 cattle, I think, available on this farm alone, so a big operation. So there you go, we'll just jump back to the map here to show where we are. That's us down in the bottom corner here. That's about it. It's a relatively simple, straightforward map, and I kind of like that. It's very focused on one thing, and I think it's going to do it very well. It's great to see a dairy-focused map. I know it's something that people have been asking for. Knock yourself out. You know, keep an eye on this one. I'm going to put a link to Crooked Creek's itch page in the description as well, so you can go and grab this when it comes out. Again, also keep an eye on his Facebook page for updates and how things are progressing with it. But from a playability perspective, I am super excited for this map. I think it's going to be brilliant. I definitely can see myself playing on this. Slightly different way of playing to stuff I've been doing for quite a while now. A few of you know I'm getting a little bit jaded with FS22 now because it's a little bit rinse and repeat. So it's nice to see something like this that has a little bit of a different focus. Some clever gameplay ideas in there as well. Different ways of doing things. The big silage slabs rather than bunkers and things like that. I just think there's just some nice gameplay features in this. A little bit more polish on some of the textures and things like that. This will be a standout map. I really like it. So hats off to Crooked Creek. Big shout out to Tony Miff as well for putting me in touch and giving me a heads up about this map. You know, and it's nice to see, I think as well, a US focused dairy map that obviously the way that dairy is done in the US is different to how it's done in the UK and Europe. And we do have some good UK and European maps that focus on dairy a little bit more, but I don't think I've seen many that do it in the US, so it's nice to have that variety as well. So there we go. Lots and lots of other stuff you can find out about this map through the itch page, which, like I said already, is down in the description. So hopefully this is due out in the next couple of weeks, so you're not going to have to wait too long for it. And yeah, go grab it and go and say a big thank you to Crooked Creek because he's done some sterling work on this one. Very nice indeed. Right, so there you go. A nice look around Weyauwega from Crooked Creek Modding. Grab it when it comes out. It's going to be a good one. But for now, from me, take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.